already ate?
Like fuck, can't breathe.
What did you have?
Fucking too much.
Too much, too many men.
I had, it's tapas, so I had hot honey chorizo, unreal. I had, I feel sick thinking about it. What else did I took a picture actually.
I ain't eaten since fucking 9 a.m.
I had camembert.
Camembert, can't beat it.
And beef brisket, look at that, and peppercorn sauce.
Fuck me.
Get a load of that.
Zoom in on that.
What should we talk about today?
Oh, I've got plenty.
Have you?
Right, so because we can start by what we've been watching. What have you been watching? Do you watch out?
Do you know what I have been watching at the minute? I've been rewatching Euphoria.
Yeah, because
I've
new
already
one's coming
watched
out.
it. New one's coming out on April 12th.
Yeah.
I've also been watching the new season of Gangs of London. Bit late to that,
I can't
but
get into that.
it's so good.
Yeah.
Watched the Peaky Blinders movie.
I'm watching it tomorrow.
It was good that actually.
Yeah. Yeah, so you don't watch obviously everything I watch. You watch Tell Me Lies.
Oh,
You've watched Tell Me Lies.
unreal.
Because going off of that, right, then Mom and Wives, have you started it?
No. Yeah, but thing is with me, right, I'm also currently trying to watch through Made in Chelsea, last season and new season.
No, I don't
I'm
watch
trying
that.
to watch podcasts and keep up with them. Like,
Yeah, I'm watching loads at the
and I've
minute.
got no time to do
Innit?
this, unfortunately.
Yeah. Mum and Wives is something you can watch by yourself though as well.
But when?
In it. Well, when you're up at 3 a.m.
No. I like to doom scroll on TikTok.
But obviously everybody, if you're watching Mum and Wives, it's kicking off.
I did see that TikToker earlier battering
Oh,
him
no.
though and throwing metal chairs at him.
Yeah, the video, you've seen the video of her
Of her
throwing
throwing
chairs.
chairs and like a little kid screaming and
I
that.
know.
That's terrible.
So yeah, what I will say, that obviously there shouldn't have been children in the room, bang out of order. We don't support that. We don't support that. But obviously from watching the series, he's no sane.
Oh really?
Yeah, and he definitely riles her up and gaslights her and pushes her to a point.
Oh.
And then it's a typical narcissistic trait to wind you up, poke and project, you know, what's the saying? Start the fire, pour the fire. What do you call it?
Pour gas on the fire.
Yeah, one of them. He starts it, drops the bomb and leaves. And then it's a typical trait for them to then get the phone out, you know, when you're flipping out. My ex used to do that. Rile me up and then get a phone out and start filming you so you look like a crazy bitch.
Yeah.
So, no,
We can get into that.
We'll get into that at some point, you know. We'll not name names, but if you're watching. Anyway. But I still just feel like there's no way that no woman is psycho for no reason. We're not born psychotic or crazy. We're always crazy for a reason. We don't just start throwing chairs across rooms.
I don't think I'm a crazy person, me.
I think I can get there.
I mean, I could probably get there, but
could you get there?
I don't think I ever have.
But this is the thing though, if you've been in a narcissistic relationship, you'll get there.
I've been in points where like I'm checking location, checking how active they've been,
Checking
like
everything
if they've been online on WhatsApp
Yeah.
but not answered
Snap
me,
maps,
or like
all
I've been that kind of vibe. But
Yeah.
I've never done something and thought, you crazy bitch, chill
Yeah.
out.
Oh, I definitely have. But only because I've been pushed.
Yeah.
But this is what I mean.
It's not your fault. Could never
It's
be
definitely
your
not my fault. Obviously
Whose fault
not.
Is it?
Whose fault is it? We'll get into that. But yeah, because obviously what Dakota does is he messes with her head and like, you know, they get in your brain that you start thinking.
Maybe
not like
I am.
yourself. Maybe
I am crazy.
you don't do things that you'd ever do. Like honestly, the stuff that I did after the breakup, I look back and I'm like, what the hell were I doing? I'm so embarrassed.
Go on, what did you do? Tell us some what you did. Come on. Get into it.
I sent him emails.
Saying what? From you?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you know, begging, like, take me back.
Sure.
Yeah. I know. And then I look back now and I'm like, ugh.
Why did you do
But
that?
when I'm obviously like, you know, he's not in my head and I'm a normal person now, I would never do that. But because he was so integrated in my brain, he'd make me do things that I would never ever do.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing. I've sent like his new bird everything that she needs to know.
I don't think that's crazy. I think it's just warning another human about
turn up at his
someone.
house.
What, and like actually knock on?
Well, he weren't even there, so it was right fucking fail.
I'm gonna
But he saw
sneeze.
me on Ring Doorbell. And obviously he lived an hour from me, so I drove an hour. And I didn't tell him I was coming, I just turned up.
And he weren't in.
I wanted answers, I just wanted to talk to him. So I weren't, I didn't turn up with like, ready to go.
Yeah.
And then obviously he saw me on Ring Doorbell. Because I thought, he's not there obviously, I saw that he weren't there. So I was like, I'll just go, whatever. And then obviously he messaged and he was like, what you doing? And I was like, shit, I couldn't even do it, like sly. Damn it. But that's pretty much as crazy as I've been.
Yeah, I don't think that's terrible.
I don't think that's too bad, but now I won't ever dream of it.
I've done all the driving past their house and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's
Who doesn't do
brilliant.
that?
Who doesn't? Do you know if you message me?
I'd
and
do
said-
that to your house though. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just
Yeah.
sometimes I'm a bit bored and I just think, I wonder what so and
Me and my
so's
friend
up
have done it
to.
with her ex.
So I am 100% gonna.
She was like, do you want to drive past his house? I was like, yeah, let's go. I love what memes of it. I'm not going to sit here and think that Taylor is the bad person yet. Not until I've heard more. I need to hear her side. But the stuff that he was saying on the recording as well. So he were obviously filming. So obviously if you are being attacked and you want to film it for evidence, I get it. But the stuff that he was saying, he were like, you're throwing metal chairs at me, like your daughter's in the room, like calm down. So he was specifically saying things to make sure that everyone knew, do you know, what were happening. Stop throwing
I feel
metal
like I'm on his
chairs.
side, I'm not gonna lie.
I think if you watched it, you'd feel
That's
different.
the thing, see, I haven't seen,
feel different.
I haven't seen the old
Yeah.
thing, so I don't
But
really know, but...
Also, this recording, that video is from 2023. She's already pled guilty to that. She did three months probation for it, and she went on a podcast and spoke about it and said, it was me, I attacked him, I threw things at him, it wasn't good, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But, she's definitely a nutter. She's still a nutter, regardless.
Yeah.
But I think if you watched the show, he's very manipulative, he's very controlling. Yeah. And on the video as well, she's saying, like, get off me, like, you pushed me first, or you did this
I
first.
heard her going, that was you!
Yeah.
That was you! And
Yeah.
I'm like...
So he might have been, like, pushing her and pushing her and pushing her, and he's got his phone out then to then look at her. But also, I feel like he would have been hanging that recording over her since it happened. So he could have been using it against her. So he'll have been saying, like, if you carry on, I'll release it. If you do that, I'll release it. Which is abuse. You're using it. But they're both as bad as each other. They need to be separated. They need detox. They need to literally, like, go to a different country for a year.
Yeah.
It's bad. But also as well, like, her appearance, like, she's lost loads of weight. She don't really care about her appearance. She dresses very, like, she don't care, like Adam Sandler vibes. I mean, same.
I mean, yeah.
You can tell that she just doesn't care. Her hair's always like a mess. She's very scatty. When I think they were going to do a promo or something.
What is
Am I
wrong with
boring
me?
you?
No, what is wrong with me?
They were doing a promo and she didn't even have a dress and she had to borrow it off Jessie, like, 2 days before because she didn't have a dress for the promo. So it just shows how scatty her life is because she can't...
Bit all over.
Yeah, is proper in her brain. It's very bad. And obviously it was supposed to be aired tomorrow. And they're not airing it
Why aren't they airing it?
because of the video.
Oh.
But I've seen obviously people saying, like, well, Chris Brown's done a tour. All footballers are still playing football.
Knocking about.
So I understand it, but if you're going to do that, if you're going to take stuff off people, then
Take it off
take
everyone
it off
then.
fucking everyone. Why is Donald Trump still in power?
Let's not even get on that.
It obviously, if you watch Tell Me Lies, it's giving Stephen.
Yeah.
It does give Stephen, he really does. And obviously Lucy did look like a nutter, didn't she? You'd be like, God, what an absolute
The
crazy
amount of
bitch.
TikToks I've seen about it and people being like, no sympathy.
Well, then you've never been a Lucy and you've never had a Stephen.
I mean, I felt like that about her because...
I still feel like she were bloody nutty. But if
Just think, why'd you keep going back then? If
Well,
you
this
hate
is what I
him that
mean.
much?
It's a trauma bond. It's
It's
surreal.
fucking weird.
One of my clients said, she was like, was there anything that he would have done that would have ever made you leave? And I wouldn't have. I don't know what he could have done that would have made me leave.
Really?
Well, he cheated on me loads. Loads. All the time.
Honestly, I swear to God, I've said it from
But now, though...
for my entire life.
Yeah.
I don't care how in love with someone I am
Yeah.
or whatever. And like people say, yeah, it's different though when it actually happens. And I'm like, fair enough.
Yeah.
But I swear to God, if someone ever
Now I
cheated
wouldn't,
on
though.
me, I
Yeah.
would literally blow. No, honestly, I would literally do something serious
Well,
and never speak to him
the first
ever
time I
again.
found out that he cheated, let's talk about that. First time I found out that he cheated, do you know when you can like scroll on the follow and you just know which one it is? I just knew which one it were. I just did.
Really?
Yeah. So I felt vibes because I was at home, he had gone out drinking, and I was supposed to be picking him up in the morning because we're driving to his family caravan.
Right.
So I was like, don't be out late because I'm picking you up early. Because then we had to obviously pick him up and then I had to drive all the way to wherever it were, East Coast. So anyway, I woke up to a message and he was like, don't come straight to my house. I've slept at my mum's house. And his mum's house were half an hour away, so I knew that he hadn't. He were at a party around the corner from his house. So I knew that was fishy. I was like, why have you gone all the way to your mum's house when you live around the corner? So as soon as I read it, I was like, that's fishy, and I just knew. I was like, there's something not right. So I drove all the way there. I rang his mum on the way as well, and I was like, I nearly said his name then. Oof. Does he need picking up? And she was like, no, he's not here. I don't know. He's at home. And I was like, right. So I just thought, did he just say it drunk and he didn't mean it? Got there, door were open, like unlocked. So I was like, is he just not locked it because he was drunk? Went upstairs and I felt vibes. There were nobody there, but we'll get into it. I actually said to him, there's something not right here. The room felt weird. It felt fishy. Do you know what I mean?
The room felt fishy.
The room felt fishy. I don't know. I actually said to him, something don't feel right. I don't know what it is. It don't feel right. First thing he wanted to do was have sex with me as well, because he was still drunk. The room were like boiling. It were boiling. They were just, I don't know, it just felt weird. I know. So you know when people are like, you gut feeling, I had a gut feeling, I just knew. So anyway, we packed up, we were off, driving
Please
off.
tell me you didn't have sex with him.
Yeah. In it, right? So, yeah, we'll get into that. But obviously in my head, he was my boyfriend, do you know what I mean? So I knew something were off, but I didn't think anything like that. But anyway, then we started packing up to go to, obviously, caravan. And he was like, just take the bedding off my bed, because there ain't any bedding at the caravan. So he was like, just bring the quilt and the bottom sheet and the pillows, right? So we took the bedding off his bed, drove there. In it, he was still drunk, and he carried on drinking as well. So we got there, and then I'm sure we'd only been there a day. And I caught him on his phone texting another girl, and it wasn't even the same girl.
It were a different girl.
It were a different girl who I actually found out about. So it were a different girl, and he was literally messaging her, sat next to me. Like, I saw her name pop up, and I was like, who's that? And he was like, nobody. I messaged that girl. Of course I did. And I was like, sorry, but I just need to ask you, like, are you messaging him? And she's like, yeah, we've been messaging, like, for loads. I've sent him nudes over the weekend. Yeah, we've been messaging all the time. He always asks me to have sex with him, blah, blah, blah. So, right, this is one of my...
So why did you not murder him then?
Well, I nearly did. This is one of my Lucy/Taylor moments. I kicked off big time. I was like... we were sat on the beach, right, and we were actually having a pot noodle, and I poured the pot noodle, like, all over, everywhere, all over him, all over the beach. Just poured it everywhere, just threw it everywhere. I was like, fuck. Stormed up to
Not
caravan.
the pot noodle.
Pot noodle everywhere. It probably, washed into the sea. I was causing bloody turtles damage. Jesus Christ.
Rest in peace,
Rest
the
in peace,
turtles.
the turtle. So I went back up to the caravan and I was kicking off. There were a family opposite and I was full on screaming. I was like, if you don't pack up your stuff now, like, we're going, like, blah, blah, blah. And I was putting all my stuff in the car, like, everything. I was putting everything in front of them all. This family was sat there, like...
They're probably like...
with beer, like... and he was just stood there. And so anyway, I left originally. I packed all my stuff up and I left him. I was like, fuck you, I'm off. But then I thought, it was like a Sunday and I was like, he literally won't get home. He wouldn't have got home.
Good, leave him.
Literally, I know, I wish
Leave
that I
him there
didn't.
to die.
I started driving, I probably got 10 minutes down the road and I was like, he's not going to get home. There's no way that...
And why do we care?
He had nothing, he had no car key. I don't even
Good.
think he had his house key. I think I
Good.
took it. So yeah, anyway, I went back, but stupidly. I stupidly went back, but if I had not gone back, I wouldn't have found out the other things. So I went back, I was like, get your stuff now, and he were already packed. He were like, okay, tail between legs. argued all the way home, screaming at each other. That night, I just thought, something else is just not right. I'm just not feeling like it's right. So as we were asleep, I was scrolling down his likes on his Instagram, his followers, and I messaged her, and I was like, hi, this is really weird, but I've just got like a weird vibe about you. Like you keep liking each other's pictures. Is there something I need to know? I've been seeing him, for a good couple of months. And she was like, oh my God, we literally slept together like the other night. That is.
So that was the night
That was the night. That was the night before that we were going to his family caravan.
when you turned up?
Yeah. So she sent me the Uber. She said I left at about 10. I got there about 11:30. So I'd only not just missed her, but I nearly went earlier as well. But because he'd said don't come to mine first, I was going to wait for him to wake up and be like, right, I'm on my way. But because I knew something were off, I
Wait,
set
so
off.
this was the next day in the morning?
Yeah. Yeah. She
So
said
she slept over as well?
She slept over, but she said she slept on settee because he were foul to her, because this is also another thing. He slept with her but then blamed her and was calling her like loads of names. He was calling her a C-bomb, because I'll not say it.
A what?
Bleep that out. He was like, fuck off, get out of my house. Because I don't know if he felt guilty, but he was like having a go at her. So she slept on settee.
Ironic.
And she just left. She just left, and obviously she couldn't lock the door. So that's why it were open. And I forgave him. And I was with him for 3 years after that.
You are
Yeah.
fucked in the
He
head.
slept with loads of people. He cheated on stag do's. He slept with his ex. What else? Can't even remember. He slept with someone in Scotland. We went on holiday together and he rang all of his exes. I nearly got every time I went away, I nearly booked flights home or left every time we were away because I would find something else out. But he'd always do stuff as well conveniently before we were going away so that he knew that I'd be trapped. He knew that I'd find out while I couldn't get away. So we went to Australia. I found out loads while we were in Australia, but what could I do? We were in Australia. And I'd spent thousands to be there. We were flirting with bar staff in front of me when we were in Australia.
No.
Innit?
I'd stab him
I
to
left
death.
him that night. In Australia were the times where I'd proper enough and I'd just leave him and I'd just go back and the one night, obviously we were in a van for 2 weeks. He was flirting with bartender and I was just like, I'm going, and I just left. I'm not going to van. Bye. Slept in van by myself until 2 o'clock until he come and woke me up. And then
What
that
were
was
you
the
doing till
recording.
2 o'clock?
Asleep.
Where?
Oh, no, I were asleep. He were in bar. Doing God knows what, I don't know.
Ew.
And then I filmed, obviously, a recording. It's on my TikTok profile pinned.
At the
his
hair
voice.
company by Demi.
At the hair company by Demi, if you want to look at that TikTok. And that's what he was saying to me, like, in the van. Then there were a night when we went to the hotel and he got pissed again and he got drunk and I went and slept. I left him. I was like, I'm not going out, bye. Because the morning after we were getting up early. And I had his mum phoning him like, where is he? He's kicking off. Yeah.
No comment,
Because
I don't know what to comment.
he got arrested in Spain in an airport, headbutting a police officer. I had to fly out him.
Who is this
He
man?
got kept overnight.
Who is this man?
Then he nearly got kicked out of a hotel in Spain. Got kicked out of 2 weddings, just for being aggressive. He got sacked from work for being aggressive. Yeah.
So that kind of sums it up then.
But obviously when they like drill stuff into your head all the time and they make you feel like this big. So he'd say horrible stuff to me daily. Like, you can't buy a house without me, you need me, you're a nobody. Stuff, obviously loads more. But he'd say stuff to me on a daily basis. So it made me feel pathetic and small and shit.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So then you feel
You
like...
start believing it, don't you?
You start to think, well, I don't deserve nice things because
Yeah.
they've made me feel like shit. So I only deserve this, I deserve what I'm getting. I'd sleep in the spare room all the time and he'd come in and I used to just try and get away from it all the time. He phoned the police on himself once and then he didn't remember that he did it because he was so drunk. So the police turned up and they were like, we had to come because we couldn't understand what he was saying on the phone. We thought that, we were going to do something stupid. So they turned up and then when they left, he couldn't remember what he'd done. And he was like, well, you've obviously done something for me to phone police. What have you done to get me riled up? I was asleep on settee. But then he would use that against me for weeks. Then he'd buy things that looked like it was for me. So he'd like book holidays and he'd do like nice things. He'd book nights away and things like that. But then he'd be like, well, you owe me half.
Yeah, throw it back in your face.
So then, obviously, if I couldn't afford it, then he'd use it against me until I paid him back. But then he'd do things like, you need new tyres on your car, I'll buy you them and just pay me back. You need new windscreen wipers, your car needs sorting, you need new brakes, you need this, you need that, you need to do that, you need to do all this. And then I'd be like, I can't afford it right now. And he'd be like, oh, just pay me back. And then he'd use it against me until I paid him. So it was constant.
I hate this.
Up and down, up and down, up and down.
I hate this human being already.
So then when you're obviously arguing and if you're in a bad place, it's almost like an addiction. So you'll do anything to have them not be horrible to you. So then you just be like, shove it under carpet. We'll just shove it under carpet. We'll just pretend everything's fine. Because they'd be giving it silent treatment. He'd block me, delete me, you know, like all stuff like that. And then I'd go into a panic.
Yeah, because it's like, what have I done?
What have I done?
What's he
What
going
do
to
I
do?
And then when we split up, honestly, for about 3 months, I didn't even know how to like think for myself. I didn't know what to do with my life.
It's sad that though, innit?
Yeah,
Like,
but that's when you realise how bad it were. Because I'd be like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. Because he controlled so much of my life. And he'd book things so far in advance. And he'd tell me, you know, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're going here, we're going there. I worked out, I sent him over $8,000 in a year. Just for holidays and stuff that he wanted to do. And it were his bucket list.
Oh, nice one. So
Yeah.
you're paying for his bucket list
And they
then?
weren't just, you know, little things. We went to Australia, went to Monaco F1, went to like really expensive places. He is boring.
And it's literally boring me to tears. Kidding.
So, and when we went to Australia, we booked it in January and we went in the March.
Fucking
I think
hell.
about $3,000.
Yeah, I can imagine.
January for obviously beauty industry, it's shite.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't afford that. It made me buy a van that I didn't want. Cost us thousands. We drove all the way to Dover for it. Bottom of the country. I said, I don't want it. No, I can't afford it. Well, we're going. I bought it, I paid a deposit. So you're going to have to, well, you've got to drive me down because I've got to drive it back. So you've got to take me. You've got to take me down. I can't get there without you. We need to go. Come on. I need money off you. It will constant. It won't stop. Oh.
Is he still breathing?
Unfortunately, yeah. Not that I've heard.
Interesting.
So, yeah. So when it's like that all the time, and then the one time that you probably flip out, they'll record it, and then you're going to look like a crazy bitch.
Yeah.
But she shouldn't have done it with a
What
child
the
in the
fuck's
room.
gonna happen?
I don't condone obviously doing it in front of children. But I think she should have thrown more chairs at him, to be fair. He didn't even hit him.
She should have thrown the kitchen table at
She should
him.
have done more, yeah, because he really is foul, and he did just remind me of him. And Stephen, like it's Stephen vibes. You know, they don't have to obviously lay an hand on you. They don't have to touch you.
Yeah.
It's
so much more than that though,
yeah,
innit?
but obviously that's so hard to prove. Because obviously it's all mental stuff.
Fab.
But yeah,
Men.
X-story time. Cut.
Anyway. Oh, good.
Was it
High
good?
five.
Did I do well?
Yeah, you did. Proud of you.
felt like-
Setting boundaries in my workplace and stuff, because I know that we got asked that question,
Yeah.
but I didn't really know how to answer it because I didn't have any boundaries. But in the past week, I've decided I'm setting boundaries.
Brilliant.
Because,
Clock
right,
it.
T.
Charge it. Yeah.
So, and I feel like, so basically, I posted a TikTok, you saw the one,
Yeah.
about, I was trying to make it funny and light-hearted and post,
But you meant it.
yeah, but I did mean it,
Yeah.
with everything inside me. Things that make me a human being and not an AI robot.
Yeah.
And
They were good, that. I might do it.
and I think it made a lot of people realise, they were like, shit, yeah, like, no word of a lie, one of my clients legit said to my face, sat across from me at the desk,
Okay.
I forget that, like, when I leave this appointment, that you're actually a real person
I
and
know.
you do things and, like,
know.
you leave
It must
this...
be hard. It must be hard for clients to separate the two.
But I was just a bit like, I didn't know how to take it. Like, I was like, yeah, literally, like...
Well, yeah.
But at the time, and I was like...
Because obviously we're giving them a service, so it is hard to kind of think.
Yeah, but I don't go to McDonald's and the person saying, oh, can I take your order? I don't think you just sit there all day, every day, for the rest of your
I
life.
know, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he'll
Yeah.
finish work one day
And he'll go
at
home
4 o'clock
and have
and he'll
his
go
tea,
home and have his
watch
tea
Mom
with
and
his
Wives.
family and probably, yeah, watch Mom and Wives.
Obviously, yeah.
But I was just a bit like,
But
And
yeah.
I think it's more realising, obviously I became self-employed to have the work-life balance.
Yeah.
Because
And
who
then you
wants to
realise
work
that
a
you don't
9 to
have one.
5 and then you don't have a work-life
What
balance?
What social life? What do you mean?
What social life?
Yeah.
Literally, this is my only social life, doing
Yeah.
this. No joke.
Brilliant.
So last week I worked Tuesday, 10 until 11:30. I know I did my nails, but
Yeah.
I were there till 11:30.
What time did you
Wednesday,
finish after your client before you started your nails? Like 9:30?
9:30.
Yeah.
Wednesday I worked 10 until 9. Thursday I worked 10 until 6:30.
Yeah.
And it's
Ooh,
like,
early finish.
I know, but that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Is that an early finish? No, it's not.
I
What can
know.
you do? You can't do anything at 6:30. Can't see my friends at 6:30. It's too late to go out for tea. It's too late to do anything. Too late to go
Too tired.
shopping. I don't want to.
Yeah.
And it's like, I live with my mum, and I've seen her for about 4 hours in them
I never
3
see my dad.
days.
I never see him.
That's what I mean. I get in from work and she's in bed because
Yeah,
she's not
same.
very well. I wake up and she's still asleep because she's not very well. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like, people, like a couple of clients, like making me feel guilty because I'm starting late one morning because I need to take my mum to an appointment.
Yeah.
Like, my mum is not a well woman.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, sometimes I do need to take her to appointments. I do need to take her to A&E. I need to be at home with her. I need to look after her. Do you know what I mean? Not even just that, but sometimes I need a fucking doctor's appointment.
Well, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I would think a dentist appointment, anything.
Yeah,
Anything.
like, I'm not just saying I can't do that time because I don't want to.
Yeah.
It's because I can't.
Yeah.
I've got something else on.
Well, yeah, because if we could, we would.
That's what I mean. I'd work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day if I could.
Yeah.
But there isn't enough time in the week.
No.
And it's like, at what point do you draw the line and say, I'm doing too much?
When you get an autoimmune disease.
I think I've got one.
Well, since I got one, that's when I started putting stuff in place because you can't say, oh, obviously then.
That's what I mean, but it's like, I feel like
But you should really do it before it gets to that point.
That's what I mean. I haven't got
Yeah.
the excuse of saying, oh, I've literally made myself ill from this. But
You
it's
can still
like,
say, I'm tired, bro.
brother,
Brother,
brethren,
I'm tired.
I'm tired. Like, I
Yeah.
can't concentrate. Like, and I just think I can't do my best work. I can't
Yeah, you
produce.
start to not enjoy it.
Exactly. If I'm sat miserable because I'm tired or
Yeah.
I've not slept or I didn't finish work till 10
Yeah.
o'clock last night.
And there is some times where I don't even speak to my clients because I'm like, I can't. I just
It's
can't today.
so mentally draining.
Yeah.
It is such
It is.
like a mental health toll.
Yeah,
And it shouldn't be like that.
yeah,
And I just think it's about more like taking control back. Not necessarily like being a control freak, but I think I forget a lot myself. I am the boss.
Yeah.
Like, this is my
your
business.
business.
It's up to me. And it's
Yeah.
kind of like I'm letting people dictate when I'm working. And it's like,
Yeah.
they're making me feel, I don't know whether it's intentional, but like,
Yeah.
there's times where I've sat and felt, oh, I feel bad now, or
I know,
I feel
yeah.
guilty, or like, oh no, I'll stay and do it because like it's not fair and I don't want
Yeah.
to upset you and I don't want to make you miss out. But
I know.
at the end of the day, like, now I'm upset.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And now I'm missing
more
out.
tired.
Yeah, I'm missing out on things.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, now I'm at the point where like I'm doing the podcast on Mondays and then I'm off on Saturdays, and it's like I've got 4 days then. So like, do I work all 4 or do I work 3 and have an extra day off? Do you want some mini egg ASMR?
I can barely see. I'm not hungry. I'm ravenous. I can barely see.
Should we do an ASMR section instead of client horror stories today?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
So soft. I was like re-recording and doing no. Next time in for F and I'm like,
All right, we'll do ASMR instead. Share with the group.
I'm so hungry I can barely see. Right. You don't want to read it out?
I'm doing ASMR in your fucking rustling bag.
like a fucking cow.
You're just ruining it.
Anyway, thanks so much, guys.
Yeah. We hope you've enjoyed yourselves.
We
have. I've enjoyed myself. Have you?
Yeah,
Good.
as always.
Episode 5 done. Done and dusted. So make sure you subscribed on YouTube. She Means Business Podcast.
Yeah.
TikTok, She Means Podcast.
Yeah.
Instagram, She Means Podcast. If you've got any juicy horror stories for us, send them in to shemeanspodcast@gmail.com.
Or anything interesting. Anything
Yeah,
interesting.
anything that you might think is
Juicy.
worthy or juicy of being on the pod, let us know. Send them in. We can't wait to hear all about it. If you want to follow us on his personal accounts, my handle is at Ashley Nailed It, at the Hair Company Sheffield.
Yeah.
Bye.
It's been a blast.
From the past, unfortunately.
Oh, that were good, that.
I know.
That were brilliant, what you just said.
I know.
Thank God it is in the past.
Amen to that.
Amen to that.
High five.
See ya.
Bye.